Bring back rock. Hey, it's Dean. Welcome to Bring Back Rock. Today I'm going to tell you about a band I discovered completely by accident back in the day. I was flipping through the imports and independent releases at the local record store, seeing Metallica and Megadeth, things like that. And this band popped out. It was the brightest album cover I ever saw. It looked like Poison, even more so. Picked it up, gave it a chance. Pleasantly surprised. They had more of a street and more of a raw sound, kind of like maybe the LA Guns, Guns N' Roses, Faster Pussycat LA sound. And picked it up, gave it a chance, loved it. Never heard of them before. Second album I found completely by accident again in another local record store, and I saw the second album, which is a different sound and different singer. Didn't know any of that when I picked it up. I just saw it and said, oh my god, a second album, picked it up. I think you're really going to dig them. A lot of people have heard of them since, obviously, but back in the day they didn't get much press in America. One more thing, they do have a mascot, which you'll probably see if you see any of their merchandise, and you'll see some of the pictures of him in the video here, called Clint, the tiger. He's like Eddie for Iron Maiden or Alistair Fiend for Motley Crue. So if you missed him back in the day, I want to tell you a little bit about Tigertailz. Tigertailz is an English glam band formed in Cardiff in '83 under the name Stage Fright. Some lineup changes ensued, and by 1987 they had their final lineup. J. Pepper on guitar, Pepsi Tate on bass, Ace Fincham on drums, Stevie James on vocals. J. Pepper and Pepsi Tate were friends and bandmates in Stage Fright, and Ace Fincham and Stevie James were in different bands together and friends before Tigertailz as well. So you kind of had two factions in the band. In 1987, they released their debut album, Young and Crazy, on Music for Nations, released on Combat Records in the U.S. According to Ace's book, A Drummer's Tales from the Road, Doing It All for the Record contract, there was a lot of chaos on the road. Fights between band members, fights between management, fights with people in the crowd, mostly due to Stevie James and his alcohol consumption. So, behind Ace's back, J. Pepsi recruited bassist turned frontman Kim Hooker and re-recorded the song, Living Without You. Played it for Ace and gave him a choice. Stick with the band with Kim on vocals, or leave the band with his friend Stevie, who they and management had decided was out. Well, this put Ace in a bad position, but he knew that Stevie's drinking and fighting had caused a big rift. He knew it was a problem that had to be dealt with, and he liked the song with Kim on vocals, so he stayed with the band. Now, due to the success of Young and Crazy, there was a bigger budget for their follow-up album, Berserk. Berserk was released in 1990. 3 singles were released: Love Bomb Baby, Noise Level Critical, and Heaven. In 1991, we saw the release of Bonsai, which consisted of new music, B-sides, and a cover of Metallica's Creeping Death and Megadeth's Peace Sells. The band was fans of both thrash bands and loved playing those covers live, just to freak out the audience seeing this glam to the hilt band playing these thrash covers. Well, soon after, lineup changes ensued, including Ace Fincham being replaced on drums for the 1995 release Wazbones. A heavier, darker sound and look was adopted for this release, which kind of threw a lot of longtime fans, as this just wasn't what you expected from Tigertailz. The band didn't release another album until 2006, when Berserk 2.0 was released, a return in look and style. And in 2007, Thrill Pistol was released, which included a bonus disc, a re-release of the album Wazbones with a US mix, which was much more commercial. During Thrill Pistol, Pepsi Tate was very sick and dying from pancreatic cancer, the band even sneaking him out to finish recording. The band does not have a lot of good memories about recording this album. I'm not going to go through all the band changes, but in 2010, Sarah Firebrand was brought in on bass. In 2011, Ace Fincham was brought back on drums. According to Ace's book, Sarah Firebrand and singer Kim Hooker were having an affair on the road. In 2011, Firebrand was out of the band, and soon after, in 2012, Kim Hooker was out. A release stated a total breakdown in relationship and serious unprofessional conduct. So read into that what you may. In 2016, Tigertailz released Blast with new vocalist Rob Wild, J. Pepper now being the only original member. So let's quick run through the Tigertailz discography. 1987, they released Young and Crazy. 1990, they released Berserk. In 1991, Bonsai. In 1995, Wazbones. Berserk 2.0 came out in 2006, and then Thrill Pistol in 2007, and that included the US remix. The EP Knives was in 2013, and Blast came out in 2016. One more release I have to talk about is the EP King of the World, which came out in 2004. King of the World features Stevie James and Ace Fincham. Ace called up Jay to see if it was okay to use the Tigertailz moniker since Tigertailz was on hiatus. Jay said he didn't care, and he didn't think the Kid would care either, the Kid being Pepsi Tate. Soon after the release, they got a cease and desist order as J Pepper started Tigertailz back up again. Recently, Tigertailz got a bump in popularity as Love Bomb Baby was featured in the HBO Max DC series Peacemaker starring John Cena, which premiered in January 2022. In May 2022, Rob Wild left the band, and J Pepper doesn't know if he will continue the band, leaning towards this being the end of Tigertailz after nearly 40 years. So what are they up to currently? As I said, J Pepper and Tigertailz are currently in limbo. Pepsi Tate unfortunately passed away in 2007. Ace Fincham, I heard, is in the States and still playing drums. He was briefly in the band Gypsy Pistoleros. Kim Hooker is currently in Bare Knuckle Messiahs. They released the album That Which Preys on the Dead in 2019. Stevie James has a couple solo albums out there, and his latest release was a team-up with Phil Volkins called James Volkins. The name of the album is Time Machine. Now, James Volkins was most famous for being the guitarist in Wrathchild, Persian Risk, and working with Bill Ward of Black Sabbath. Rob Wild is the singer in Midnite City and plays bass and guitar in Nitrate. So, that's a quick overview of Tigertailz. Now let's get to some samples, and I'll catch up with you at the end.
Hit it, Ace! 1, 2, 3, go! You're not a lady, you're a love bomb, baby! Love bomb, baby, come on, blow me away! Can't get enough of your sweet, sweet loving! Keep me coming, oh, baby, fire away! Well, I've been waiting so long for a girl like you. let it be written, so let it be done. I'm sanctioned by the chosen one. So let it be written, so let it be done. To kill the firstborn Pharaoh's son. I'm claiming death. Now let my people go. She's gonna get her fill. Undercover now, with glasses to kill. She'll think twice. Something ain't right behind her eyes. What she wants to know. This isn't love. This ain't a romance. This ain't a love. This is sense. This is the kind of love I need tonight. Oh, baby, this ain't right. Fall off, little lady, when the dirty time.
Okay, so that was a little bit on Tigertailz. I did want to mention they do have a couple live albums out there. You Looking at Me and Berserk Live, Burning Fuel. Back in the day, they also released a home video, Berserk Live, which I have on VHS. And where can you find them? Well, I did check. A lot of their stuff is getting pretty expensive on the secondary market. But they are also out there on your streaming services, so you can check them out there. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, and if you want to get in touch with me at all, I'm going to show you how right now, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for taking the time.